Okay.
How's it going, Vaqueros? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're a multiplayer fiend, today's video is for you. And we're going to be talking about two guns in particular that I kind of despise at this point to use, and that's really unfortunate because they were so fun in Modern Warfare 2, and that is the Bryson 800 and the Bryson 890. Now, why am I talking about these guns? Well, I tried to use them in multiplayer just to kind of get some gameplay, and it was actually a little bit of a struggle bus. The reason for that is they're just not really tuned well according to how Modern Warfare 3 guns are. So a lot of the Modern Warfare 2 guns are this way, but the Brysons in particular could possibly be some of the worst shotguns in the game, along with the Lockwood 300, at least without the dual trigger. So the whole point of this video is to kind of offer my criticism about these two shotguns and how they should be balanced in some way. Because right now, as it sits, these two guns are extremely lackluster and just have such a hard time competing. Like, yeah, you can make them work occasionally, you're playing bots and stuff, but if you're playing any good players that know what they're doing, it's going to be extremely hard to use these. The Lockwood 680 can be a little bit challenging, but because of the 10 pellet build, it's really damn good. And compared to these shotguns, it is a god tier shotgun, but these two really need some love. So first, I'm going to share with you guys all the one-shot kill ranges that I had at the start of the game that are still to this day true, and these are the one-shot kill ranges along with their max one-shot kill ranges with some attachments stacked on. So as you can see, the Bryson 800 and the Bryson 890 took a massive hit in terms of their one-shot potential. I mean, a one-shot shotgun going out to only 5 meters with the base gun, that's incredibly sad. That is really sad to see. And of course, if you stack on attachments, 6.1 for the 890, 7.8 for the 800. That's not an awful amount of range. It's really hard to make work in these maps with the long lines of sight. And then when you finally do meet up with someone, they're incredibly consistent. And that to me is the biggest problem. Isn't necessarily the range. It's just that in these ranges, they feel super inconsistent. And this is largely probably due to the fact that the pellet damage is just weaker. So what do I think should be happening right now with these shotguns? Well, first of all, I think they do need somewhat of a one-shot kill buff. Only out to 5 meters with the base gun makes it awful if you don't use a barrel or if you don't use any sort of choke attachment. It is ridiculously awful. This is just straight up terrible. Now, the way I would go about this is to just increase that by at least 1 to 2 meters. I would say at least 2, so that your base is about 7 meters for the Bryson 800, maybe 6 for the Bryson 890. But then when you stack on these attachments, it takes it up maybe out to about that 9 to 10 meter mark, closer to where the Lockwood 680 with its one-shot kill range when you go for just max range. If that's a little too much for the devs, then what you could do instead is maybe tone up the damage per pellet to make this a little bit more consistent, because as it stands, there are so many occasions where you jump shot or do something, you slide into someone, and you get a hit marker that really shouldn't be a hit marker. You feel like you're in range and you still don't kill them in one shot, and this is a gun you really need to kill them with one shot. So I would say just bumping up that consistency just a little bit for the stomach multipliers and the chest multipliers to make it to where when you're hitting center mass, you're actually going to get a one-shot kill if you're aiming well in this range. But as it stands, it's really not performing super well with either of these two shotguns. Another potential change I would like to see is to bring back good suppressors from Modern Warfare 2. I know it was kind of weird, but Modern Warfare 2 actually handled suppressors fairly well. They were a little too slow, but in this one, we are getting some use out of suppressors, meaning they do keep you off the radar. That is a godsend with all the red dots on the map, but trust me, I really like that. But it's just that the fact that they reduce your range to some degree and penalize your aim down sight speed so much, on shotguns like this, it's just a little too much, and it's not really worth running them at all, even if you're a flanker like me. I would say maybe for some of these suppressors, just remove the penalty for your range, or maybe have it to where it increases your range like it did in Modern Warfare 2, and the aim down sight speed penalties, I would tone those down just a little bit. It's a little much with these, and I really would like to have them be a little bit more viable, especially if they're not going to be super consistent shotguns and you have to two-shot a lot. I'd rather they don't see you on the radar when you miss your first shot, even though that's not likely, but it does help. At the end of the day, I just want to see guns like this just get a little bit more love, because they're just really not usable in any decent lobby. Like, the only lobbies you can really use this in are where people have no idea what's going on and you're kind of sneaking up on them. But a lot of good players know you're coming, they know how to read the map, they hear your shotgun, they see you scuffing shots and getting 3-shot kills, so they're gonna come for you. And honestly, I would just love to see these two shotguns, these pump actions, really step it up a little bit, just to compare it more towards the Lockwood 680. Because when you use this for a few games, when you use the Bryson 800 and then you swap over to the Lockwood 680, and you're using that 10 pellet build, oh my god, you will feel like you're unstoppable. And my god, it felt so great. You just shredding people left and right. It was amazing, and it felt great. Now, I don't want the shotguns to be oppressive. I want to be very clear in that. I know I'm kind of the quote-unquote shotgun guy, but I don't want them to be oppressive and just annoying to play against and all that kind of stuff. I don't want them one-shotting as far as they did in Modern Warfare 2, simply because I think given the maps and given the movement, that would be a little crazy. And of course the health pool, I forgot to mention that, with 150 health, you don't want these things one-shotting too far. Now, I would say 10 meters is sort of the cutoff where I'd say, okay, that's probably where it needs to stop unless you're using slugs. So honestly, I could see these getting a lot of love. And in fact, a lot of Modern Warfare 2 guns in general, I know need a lot of love, and the shotguns in particular, woo, man, it is a rough thing to say the least. But yeah, that's kind of it for the video. I know it's kind of different. It's multiplayer focused, and also I'm just kind of talking about a shotgun that was really hard to use. So yeah, this is kind of a call for help for these shotguns, Brysons in particular. I would love to see them get some love in the next updates if we could. That would be really awesome to see. But of course, as always, I want to know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts on the Modern Warfare 2 shotguns in Modern Warfare 3? And more in particular, what about the Brysons? Do you think that they're really good? Do you think that I'm full of crap and that they're overpowered? Or do you think they need a lot of love like I do? And with all that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video.